So today, the CEO of Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, he did an interview and he made a very bold prediction. This guy's predicting that Bitcoin could reach $1 million per coin by the year 2030. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the video from the interview and you guys can let me know what you think. But have in mind that when someone in Brian's position makes this kind of prediction, you have to take it pretty serious and do some reflecting, because someone like Brian, they know certain things that us in the general public that we just don't know. They have access to information that we do not have access to. So don't just brush this prediction aside. I know it's a bit, outlandish, but let's go ahead and watch and let me know what you guys think.
The rough idea I have in my head is we'll see $1 million Bitcoin by 2030. And there's high error bars around these things, but just to give you a couple of data points, right? It's we're starting to see regulatory clarity emerge in the United States, which I think is a bellwether for the rest of the G20. You have the Genius Act passed now for stablecoins, but this market structure bill is being debated in the Senate. Fingers crossed something could happen by the end of this year. That would be a huge milestone. The United States government now has a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So that is, if you'd asked me 5 years ago, that would have been kind of like vision board. Someone would have said, you're crazy, the United States government's not going to officially hold Bitcoin. But if they do that, which there's now an executive order to do, I think a bunch of other countries are going to do that. We've seen a lot of interest from sovereigns, right? I think Coinbase actually provides crypto services to about 140 government entities that, believe it or not, at both federal, state, local, and internationally. So governments are now getting more and more engaged in this. And you can imagine the big pools of capital around the world. And there's a lot of, so I don't see the regulatory thing going away. That was one of the big risks is the government going to shut this down? I think that risk has been severely diminished. And then, is there going to be some flaw found in the Bitcoin protocol? I think that's been severely combed over at this point. We need to make sure we upgrade it to a post-quantum cryptography. But
Aren't elliptic curves already post-quantum or no?
They are theoretically, I believe. I don't.
No one really good to nail that
down. It's a little untested, but I believe there is a path where the Bitcoin core team and Ethereum and Solana, everyone, they're looking at proposals now to upgrade to even
definitely post-quantum.
Yes. So I think the list of kind of risks is getting diminished, and at the same time, the amount of demand, the amount of institutional money just sitting on the sidelines waiting for this next bill to land, these are the big institutions I talk to, they're holding 1% of the portfolio in Bitcoin, and I'm like, what would it be to 5 to 10? And they say, regulatory clarity, that's it. So I think we'll continue to see huge inflows of capital. The ETFs have been huge.
Also, we got Eric Trump. He did an interview today at Jackson Hole prior to the Feds doing their interview this upcoming Friday. And during that interview, he said the very same thing that the Coinbase CEO said. He's making a prediction that there's going to be no question in the world that Bitcoin will be worth $1 million per coin. Now, why would the son of the president of the United States come out and say the same exact thing as the Coinbase CEO? I'm feeling like a lot of these guys, they're so well connected. They have so much information that the general public that we just don't have, that they know what's going to happen. So it's very important that we pay attention and try to connect the dots to what's really going on.